Hello, I'm Mary Skydema with Blick Art Materials, and I'd like to introduce you to percussive pods. Did you know that rattles are the only musical instrument found the world over? In this project, students will not only experiment with forming and texturing methods in clay, but also with sound making. Inspiration for this project can be found in the natural shapes of seed pods, fruit, shells, or gourds. You will want to cover your work table with canvas to keep the clay from sticking. The clay can be sliced right from the block with a cutting wire. Next, just roll out a slab. You're going to aim for a slab about 1/4 inch thick. Either firing clay or air dry clay can be used for this project. Using texture stamps or found objects such as shells, bark, or even the soles of your shoes, impress patterns across the slab. Students can have a lot of fun searching for interesting sources of texture. Once your slab is textured to your liking, you can work with it while it's soft, or you can allow it to stiffen slightly before forming. You can start with any shape of slab to make a pod. Start folding the edges up and experiment to see what might fit well in your hand. The important thing is to remember to enclose your sound-making pellets before you completely seal the form. Pellets can be made just by rolling small pieces of clay between your fingers. A coating of cornstarch will keep the pellets from sticking to each other and the inside of the pod. A few large pellets will sound very different from a lot of small ones. If you're working with air dry clay, you can also enclose things like popcorn kernels, small pebbles, rice, or beans as your sound makers. If you make a few small holes in your pod, they will resonate more sound. When you do have seams that meet, be sure to use a little clay slip as a glue. I'm just going to use a fork or needle tool to scratch the areas where the seams will meet. Apply a little slip on the two edges, the two sides, and just press it together. Just make sure you don't forget to enclose your sound-making pellets before you finish your form. An alternative method is to shape a pod out of solid clay, cut it in half. This is just a a wire tool. Just cut it straight through the middle, and then use carving tools to hollow out the inside of the shape. You're going to want to hollow out both sides to make a cavity to enclose your sound-making materials. When you put the two halves back together, make sure to score and slip it. When your percussive pod is finished, leave it to dry completely. If you used air dry clay, you're ready to paint. If you used firing clay, the pods must be bisque fired. The last step is to have fun with color. I'm going to use Blick Studio acrylics and a dry brush to just highlight the raised areas of my patterning, of my design. If you want, you can paint the whole pod in a dark color and then accent with a lighter one. Metallic paints are a fun way to make your rattle look like metal. Thank you for joining me. I hope you will have fun experimenting with clay, texture, color, and sound.